Hello. Into the second week of isolation. Just been out for a walk. I didn't cross paths with anybody else the whole way round. That's very nice. I haven't heard anything from my sister since Saturday evening, so I assume no news is good news. Or same old, but she's on the case, and when she has some news, she'll tell me. I have developed a new routine, a new rhythm to take advantage of the situation. I walk once a day at least. I move between living room and bedroom, depending on what the weather's doing, what time of the day it is. I might watch something in my bedroom in the afternoon, or I might watch something in the living room in the evening. And once I've watched it, I turn it off. I have a few things in the fridge, but I will pop out later after 5 once they stop the queuing system to get in and pick up a few things. There's plenty of food out there. I have been thinking, I have had thoughts of what I should do, and it seems that regardless of what the government says we are supposed to do, I still do pretty much what I always did. But to go somewhere, you can't travel, you can't stay anywhere, no one's accepting visitors, so it makes sense to stay here, stay in, stay home. Use this time well to really look at things. I look at the idea of what would it be like if I was able to be in a van of my choice, that I could put some money into it, that could support me very well all year round. Nothing too big, just a bit bigger, just where I can stand up whether the bed is out or not. And with the support of additional money and a new computer, write, speak, see. And I can't really go much further with it because I don't know what the future holds. Everything that has been, and whatever is coming is not here yet, and it could include that. There could be a feeling that I could make a choice to experience that if it is right. But it might not be possible to experience that. Who knows when the feeling will come that it is time to move into a new life without blowing up this one. This one just simply dissolves. But in the meantime, I am here in my own space, mandalas to make, documentaries to watch, food to eat, nature to walk in. No bills. Can't really order things. Don't really receive any mail right now. I don't follow what's going on. I don't look at the news reports or the government's latest thing. It's like it's giving me permission to live in the world, and finally the world has changed. You can't change the world, they say. You can only change yourself. But actually, the world has changed, and it's much more like I would have it. Fewer people, fewer cars. It's like a different period in history when there was less traffic and less people, if you disregard the modern structures and stuff. I still feel, actually it makes it easier for me to isolate from others. I don't make eye contact now. No attempt at societal greeting as you pass. And people are making wide berths around me into the road. I don't avoid anybody. I let everybody do what it is they want to do. And if they walk right past me, as some do, it's fine. But most make a very specific action. That's fine too. But I just do my thing. I'm in my own space. I'm not looking at them. I don't care what they do. It doesn't make any difference to me. It's on the whole very quiet, very peaceful. There's nothing to do, within the small confines of what can be done. And with the ability to get food easily, to have variety, fresh fruit, plenty of nice things, fresh juice. It's all there, but no queues, few people in there at the same time, peaceful shopping experience. I've actually started walking around here now without earplugs in. The noise is far less anyway, but there's a bit of traffic as I walk past it, or it's just seems easier for me. I hear more of the nature. I forget that I have earplugs in because I don't mind. I want the isolation feeling. I want the separateness, but I have it. It's just there. Don't have to seek it. I'm the same. I'm not doing anything any differently. I'm just being able to do what it is I do more comfortably, less resistively. And even yesterday when I walked, or Sunday, when there were people I walked past or who passed me, and often in couples they're talking quite loudly because that's what they want. They're out walking, getting exercise, but they're talking. I like the runners with their earplugs in, their earphones in. They're quiet. So when I heard them, either behind me or in front, I just stop. I just look at the scene. I'm just still. It's not a problem, and it will pass soon, and I can continue in what I prefer, which is quiet, or just natural sounds. But there was no resistance. It didn't matter what they did. I didn't care what they did. It's fine, whatever they do. I will make my choice to find my comfort rather than have them have to be different so that I do. Doesn't matter what they do. They are who they are. They're entitled to be that way. And I don't need them to change so that I can feel at peace. I don't need anyone to be different so that I can feel at peace. That's my choice. That's within me. I have thoughts of walking away, packing a backpack and just going. Not yet. And it may not even be so. Or driving away and going somewhere, knowing the car protects me. It's a bit chilly and there's some rains around. Not comfortable, but better than nothing. Ideas to deal with boredom, Am I bored? I can always find something to do. And going out for a walk is good exercise, and motion is change. And sometimes that's all I need. I feel a little stagnant. Even the idea of walking seems less appealing, and then I still do it. Just because. Body needs exercise, need fresh air, it's nice to get out. And then I realise once I am, this is good for me. Why was I reluctant? What was the resistance? Inertia? Do I miss company? No. Not really. I don't need conversation. Sharing. Mostly silence. So no, I don't. I no longer feel like I'm not complete without my partner, without my other half, without a wife, a partner, a person, a friend. I said that once before when I first came back to London from India, and then was tempted by what seemed to be the perfect person for me. And even though I didn't just go for it from that point, months went by before I even said anything. The moment that circumstances gave us an opportunity to spend some time together, that's all I wanted to do from that point on. Emily was the result of that. So for it to be anything other than just aloneness from now, just solitary, she would have to be pretty amazing. And there are amazing women out there. I've met some. But it's okay if I don't find her. And that's probably the best state of being to be in order to do so. But I have a feeling, while of course she will be out there, that I don't need to find her. And almost it's impossible to do so. All those people who have the habit of going out Friday, Saturday night, they look forward to it. The clubs, the pool, the possibility. It's an addiction, especially for those who never settle. They just play. They can't play. They have to find other forms of playing. I suspect the internet and online porn will be boosted a lot by this. So I live in my little simple world, and I'm perfectly suited for my little simple world. Of course, this is only temporary. The structure, the physical building I am in is not permanent for me. And the result of selling things could really change things for me financially. It doesn't mean I will become any less simple. The van is still not a given, even if I can have it. The same responsibility issues and heaviness and weight of it, which was what helped me to finally release it. Well, well, I suppose if I'm not looking to seek, if I'm not seeking to look, if I'm not needing anyone who's not in there, perhaps I won't have that. So perhaps the van idea is the best, certainly from where I'm sitting right now. I don't see a better solution. There are possible additional aspects. A trip to South America to a shamanic ayahuasca retreat. I cannot imagine what would come from that, but it would be life-changing. And so if it can be this and that, then perhaps it would be this, it would be that before the van. But yet at the same time, the van is a base. To have the van, a home sorted, then I can go off, leave my home there, and then come back and I have a home. I have somewhere to be. That makes more sense. So still the van idea after this makes sense. So we'll see if that's what happens. If that is what feels right, if that is what takes place, that it's not so much a compromise to find the thing that I feel I could stay in, live in all year round, but have to compromise so much on the age and the quality and condition. It may be possible to get something that's very comfortable, very, very modern. Small, but modern. And then modify it and add solar panels to the roof, and there'll be enough room for at least twice the panel size that I had on the old one. Using all of the knowledge and experience that I acquired from before, and starting again with a new thing which has more potential and more possibility. And yeah, I like it. And the more I look at it, the more I talk about it, the more I like the idea of it. But I can't really start to plan it and think about it as a truth, as a reality, because I don't know how long Mum will be here for. I don't know when she's finally gone and all the debts and the mortgage and the bills and the duties and the taxes are paid off, how much would be left and divided between myself and my sister and anything else that happens to be the right idea. I don't know what I have to play with, to make decisions on, to get something. It doesn't necessarily stop it, the possibility entirely. It doesn't really matter how much it is. Something could still be sorted out. But it would be nice to have a real good freedom choice, to really choose the right thing, an asset that is mine outright, that can always be sold and will always bring value, but yet would be my home. And the freedom I know that comes from not having the roots, not having the thing tied to a particular place, and all of those responsibilities and expectations that come from it. I met the free ones in the vans who already found that. A reality I couldn't quite get to because I was never settled in it. I was always on some level waiting to go, looking to leave it. It wasn't what I wanted. It was never chosen as that kind of vehicle. It was never capable of being that kind of vehicle, even though I was able to make it be that kind of vehicle as much as I could. It was harder than it could have been as a result. With something that's actually chosen with all of that in mind, then the feeling of being in it should be very different. And that could be really exciting. It could free me to be me, because I don't have to rely on anybody anymore. And I've struggled since letting the van go, because I have to rely, or I've had to rely on other people, because I wasn't in a position to, especially in America, where I wasn't even there legally, so I couldn't attempt to get into the rat race. And who I stayed with and who I lived with, they all supported me, or at least supported the vast majority of what I did. And now, being back here, Mum has supported me again. And now she's still supporting me, even though she doesn't live here anymore. How much of her asset will be needed to support her in this time? Who can say? There may be very little left by the end of it. But it will be what it will be. That's why I can't really think about these things if I'm still here, because I don't know what the tools are that I have to work with. So I might as well wait. I just acknowledge my feeling of wanting to experience that. It feels the most exciting thing I can see to do right now, and then let it go. Leave it in the hands of the universe. Have it come to me if it's coming to me when the time is right, or let something even better find its way here that I can't see, that I can't possibly imagine from here. So I still have to find and be the me I know myself to be in this moment, in the present, even if no one else gets to see. That I can't show you, except in these recordings, what I think and how I feel and what I say, what I do, that it doesn't exist except in these recordings, and these recordings may never be seen. I have found my peace again, and it's a different kind of peace. It has not been easy to find it, and it may yet be affected by circumstances as it has previously been. The more peace I have, the more I find my way back to it, even if those circumstances still occur. The easier it is to be in it, and the more benefit I get from that. I see clearer. I have time to look, and time to speak, and time to figure it out, even if it's letting it go. I don't reach out to anybody. I don't speak to anybody except my sister. I don't hear from anybody. I don't write to anybody. I do think about others, those that I have left behind, those who have gone. I do think of them from time to time, and I check in with myself about how it is I feel about the idea of them now. They may not be the same person now. I am not. I would not be. But it doesn't mean I seek to verify that by reaching out to see what comes back. I don't need validation. I don't need acceptance. I don't need approval. I don't need attention. I know I like it, and if it comes when I feel myself creative and playful and intelligent and connected, it's wonderful. There's no better feeling when attention results in laughter or smiling or comfort, enjoyment, joy, love. It's wonderful. There's no better. But without it, it's okay. Nothing's missing. So by not seeking it, I put things out differently, which means that because it doesn't have to come back, if when something does come back, it usually has a very different flavour. A very different feeling comes from it. It doesn't shift me out of myself. I've been and being more authentic, so the experience I have in the moment is more authentic. And that keeps me in my natural vibratory state without having to identify with certain habitual thoughts and thinking about who I have thought myself to be, who I have acted like I was. So a lot of what I do is in silence. I notice my thinking, and sometimes it's interesting to think those thoughts, but I also can return to quiet and notice that silence feels much more present, much more me. That without having to express or explain who I am, what I see, what I feel in this moment, I can just be him, feel him, know him. Know myself as him. Walk around as him. See things from his eyes. Without that urge to engage, which is a similar feeling to the urge to please, to do something that results in feeling good about having done it, helped, seeing laughter or smiling. It's not to say that it's not good to do that. It's not to say it's not nice when that happens spontaneously without seeking it. In fact, if anything, it's nicer. But I recognize that the vast majority of my time, it won't be in it. I won't be experiencing that. And without that energy, noticing what seems missing, I no longer need it. I don't have to struggle with the effects of having slipped back into an old pattern just instantly putting on that old mask, those old gloves. They just fit so well. And then realizing that I've simply done the same thing of appearing to be something I'm not. So if I can't appear to be something I am, if it's not obvious what I am, I have to keep it all to myself so that I don't appear to be what I'm not, at the very least. As long as I know who I am, that should be all that matters. I don't have to convince you. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to change what it is you think. Don't have to. Doesn't mean you can't. I don't have to change you. I don't have to save you. I don't have to give you something that I think you need. I don't have to. It doesn't mean I can't. It's that wonderful paradox almost, that in order to actually be myself, I have to not need to be. Simple, really.